and remote monitoring, among others. Notable among all the initiatives from last year is the launch of Aster. It is the UAE's first integrated healthcare platform, which has touched over 2 million lives since its introduction and ranks #1 as a free medical app on Play Store and App Store. Aster DM Healthcare's patient care digital platform now provides complete access to Aster hospitals, clinics, diagnostic centers, and pharmacies in the UAE, making healthcare management easy, accessible, and in hands of patients. Aster DM Healthcare has integrated 10 UN Sustainable Development Goals within its operating model and has taken proactive measures in protecting the environment. The company has undertaken multiple endeavors to reduce its carbon footprint and be energy efficient. The company's ESG strategy has led to 8,000 plus tons of carbon dioxide equivalent reduction through 1,700 plus kilowatt solar installation and approximately 10,000 megawatt renewable energy sourcing at our hospitals. Consistent with its founder Dr. Azad Mupin's belief that medical care is a service to society and profit should be byproduct, Aster has embarked on various social welfare and healthcare programs for the community in need. Aster Volunteers CSR program, which was launched in 2017, has emerged as a global platform with 75,000 plus volunteers who are bridging the gap between people who want to help and those in need of help. Through its numerous pillars, mobile medical services, recruitment and support of the differently abled, medical and wellness camps, free medical investigations and surgeries, basic life support awareness and humanitarian aid programs, Aster Volunteers has been able to impact over 5 million lives globally. To celebrate nurses as catalysts for change who are shaping the future of patient care, Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award was launched in 2021. In 2022, nurse Anna Kabali Duba from Marsabit County Referral Hospital in Kenya was adjudged the winner, and a prize of $250,000 was awarded at a grand ceremony in Dubai. 2023's initiative saw 52,000 nurses applying from 202 countries. Nurse Margaret Helen Shepherd, one of the leading nurses for monogenic diabetes in the UK and recipient of the prestigious Florence Nightingale Foundation Leadership Scholarship, was adjudged the winner in a grand celebration in London. Aster DM Healthcare organised a mega diabetes screening camp and secured the Guinness World Record for conducting the largest diabetes campaign in the UAE. The initiative successfully screened 12,714 people in 24 hours. Over the years, governments and institutions have honoured Dr. Azad Mupin's contribution to healthcare through several awards and recognitions. Notable among them is the Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award in India. Forbes magazine recognized Dr. Mupin as one of the most powerful Indian leaders in the Arab world and one of the 100 most influential Indians in the world. The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, presented him with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018. Recently, the Harvard Business Council awarded him for organizational excellence during one of the toughest times in recent history, the COVID-19 pandemic years. He was also awarded a doctorate in philanthropy by Amity University in 2022, adhering to the core values of compassion, integrity, respect, passion, unity, and excellence. Aster DM Healthcare is moving forward with its aspirations of providing high-quality healthcare through technological advancements and innovations, while embracing the belief of a caring mission with a global vision to serve the world with accessible and affordable quality healthcare across growing geographies. Aster DM Healthcare continued to remain committed to its promise. We'll treat you well.
tonight we come together to say a big thank you. A thank you to the nursing profession as a whole, but also to hear the stories of 10 extraordinary individuals in our midst here tonight.
It's a very, very proud moment for all of us in Aster DM Healthcare and our family. We celebrate the nurses as heroes and elevate their position to the highest level.
What we've actually done with Aster Guardians Award is usher in a completely new era of healthcare, where nurses are at the forefront of it.
My thanks to Aster DM Health and Dr. Azad Mupen for this initiative. I offer all the nominees my sincerest congratulations and my thanks for your contributions to humanity.
The visionaries behind the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award and our top 10 finalists. We present to you the grand jury.
The winner of this year's Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, Margaret Helen Shepard.
Saying I'm truly honoured with this award, completely surprised and amazed, but I think it's a win for the entire nursing community, and I accept it on behalf of nurses everywhere.
join us. So
Aster DM Healthcare was founded on aspirations to make quality healthcare services accessible for people at an affordable cost. From a humble beginning as a one-doctor clinic in Dubai in 1987, the institution's growth as a leading and trusted healthcare company is a testimony to its commitment for over 37 years. One of the largest integrated healthcare networks of 902 world-class facilities, comprising 34 hospitals, 129 clinics, 507 retail pharmacies, 232 labs, and patient experience centers across the GCC, India, and Jordan, provide millions of people with care, comfort, and quality healthcare services in their neighborhood. The group's hospitals, including those that provide super specialty services and quaternary care, have a combined capacity of 6,283 beds through their brands, Medcare, Aster, and Access. The group addresses the clinical needs of all segments of society, including 21.66 million patients globally. 9 hospitals across the network are now recognized in Newsweek's World's Best Hospitals list 2024. Currently, the group has 6 JCI accredited hospitals, and all the hospitals in India are NABH, National Accreditation Board for Hospitals, and NABL, National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories, accredited, while Aster Sanad Hospital holds Saudi Central Board for Accreditation for Healthcare Institutions, CBAHI. With a fast-growing integrated network to its credit, the company has become a significant employer that provides regular employment to over 33,124 people, including 4,406 doctors and 10,060 nursing and paramedical personnel. To encourage innovation in the healthcare industry and within the Aster network, Aster Innovation and Research Center was established to lead the dialogue with startups, scientists, researchers, and companies to introduce cutting-edge need-of-the-hour solutions. Fast-tracking digital transformation and adoption of technology has led to the introduction of services like telehealth, e-commerce, home care, medical innovations like eICU, and remote monitoring, among others. Notable among all the initiatives from last year is the launch of MyAster. It is the UAE's first integrated healthcare platform, which has touched over 2 million lives since its introduction and ranks #1 as a free medical app on Play Store and App Store. Aster DM Healthcare's patient care digital platform now provides complete access to Aster hospitals, clinics, diagnostic centers, and pharmacies in the UAE, making healthcare management easy, accessible, and in hands of patients. Aster DM Healthcare has integrated 10 UN Sustainable Development Goals within its operating model and has taken proactive measures in protecting the environment. The company has undertaken multiple endeavors to reduce its carbon footprint and be energy efficient. The company's ESG strategy has led to 8,000 plus tons of carbon dioxide equivalent reduction through 1,700 plus kilowatt solar installation and approximately 10,000 megawatt renewable energy sourcing at our hospitals. Consistent with his founder Dr. Azad Mupin's belief that medical care is a service to society and profit should be byproduct, Aster has embarked on various social welfare and healthcare programs for the community in need. Aster Volunteers CSR program which was launched in 2017, has emerged as a global platform with 75,000 plus volunteers who are bridging the gap between people who want to help and those in need of help. Through its numerous pillars, mobile medical services, recruitment, and support of the differently abled, medical and wellness camps, free medical investigations and surgeries, basic life support awareness, and humanitarian aid programs, Aster Volunteers has been able to impact over 5 million lives globally. To celebrate nurses as catalysts for change who are shaping the future of patient care, Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award was launched in 2021. In 2022, nurse Anna Kabali Duba from Marsabit County Referral Hospital in Kenya was adjudged the winner, and a prize of $250,000 was awarded at a grand ceremony in Dubai. 2023's initiative saw 52,000 nurses applying from 202 countries. Nurse Margaret Helen Shepherd, one of the leading nurses for monogenic diabetes in the UK and recipient of the prestigious Florence Nightingale Foundation Leadership Scholarship, was adjudged the winner in a grand celebration in London. Aster DM Healthcare organised a mega diabetes screening camp and secured the Guinness World Record for conducting the largest diabetes campaign in the UAE. The initiative successfully screened 12,714 people in 24 hours. Over the years, governments and institutions have honoured Dr. Azad Mupin's contribution to healthcare through several awards and recognitions. Notable among them is the Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award in India. Forbes magazine recognized Dr. Mupin as one of the most powerful Indian leaders in the Arab world and one of the 100 most influential Indians in the world. The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, presented him with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018. Recently, the Harvard Business Council awarded him for organizational excellence during one of the toughest times in recent history, the COVID-19 pandemic years. He was also awarded a doctorate in philanthropy by Amity University in 2022, adhering to the core values of compassion, integrity, respect, passion, unity, and excellence. Aster DM Healthcare is moving forward with its aspirations of providing high-quality healthcare through technological advancements and innovations, while embracing the belief of a caring mission with a global vision to serve the world with accessible and affordable quality healthcare across growing geographies. Aster DM Healthcare continue to remain committed to its promise. We'll treat you well.
Tonight, we come together to say a big thank you. A thank you to the nursing profession as a whole, but also to hear the stories of 10 extraordinary individuals in our midst here tonight.
It's a very, very proud moment for all of us in Aster DM Healthcare and our family. We celebrate the nurses as heroes and elevate their position to the highest level.
What we have actually done with Aster Guardians Award is usher in a completely new era of healthcare, where nurses are at the forefront of it.
My thanks to Aster DM Health and Dr. Azad Mupin for this initiative. I offer all the nominees my sincerest congratulations and my thanks for your contributions to humanity.
The visionaries behind the Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award and our top 10 finalists. We present to you the grand jury.
The winner of this year's Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award, Margaret Helen Shepard.
Saying I'm truly honoured with this award, completely surprised and amazed. But I think it's a win for the entire nursing community, and I accept it on behalf of nurses everywhere.
Dear shareholders, good morning and a very warm welcome to the 16th Annual General Meeting of Aster DM Healthcare Limited through video conferencing or other audio-visual facility. As a reminder for the smooth conduct of the meeting, the members will be in mute mode and audio and video will be open when they will speak at the AGM as per the pre-registration. Please note that as per the requirements, the proceedings of the annual general meeting will be recorded and will be made available on the website of the company. I now hand over the proceedings to Mr. Hemish Purushottam, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of Aster DM Healthcare Limited.
Thank you, Inba. Dear shareholders, I would like to bring to your attention that Dr. Azad Mupin, our Chairman and Managing Director, is not keeping well and will not be able to join today's AGM. He sends his best wishes and looks forward to engaging with you all in the near future. In accordance with the Article 37 of the Articles of Association of the company, with the permission of the board members, I would request Ms. Alisha Mupin to chair the meeting in absence of chairman. Request the directors to confirm the same.
Okay.
Yeah, confirmed. Approved.
Confirm.
Right.
Thank you. I now request Ms. Alisha Mupin to chair the meeting and commence the proceedings of the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Hemish. Dear shareholders, good morning to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 16th Annual General Meeting of your company. Hope all of you are safe and in very good health. This AGM is being held through video conference in accordance with the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. Please note, as per the requirements, the proceedings of the AGM will be recorded and it will also be available on the website of the company. A live streaming of this meeting is also being webcast on the website of NSDL. We have the requisite quorum present through video conferencing to conduct the proceedings of this meeting. Participation of members through video conferencing is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. The quorum being present, I call this meeting to order. I would really now like to introduce your board members who have joined this meeting. Mr. T.J. Wilson, Director of the company, is attending this AGM from Dubai. Mr. Shamsuddin bin Mohideen, Director of the company, is attending this AGM from Kerala. Mr. James Matthew, Independent Director of the company and the Chairperson of the Audit Committee and Stakeholder Relationship Committee, is attending this AGM from Fujairah, UAE. Mr. Emmanuel David, Independent Director of the company and the Chairperson of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee, is attending this AGM from New Delhi. Ms. Vijaya Deepthi, Independent Director of the company, is attending this meeting from Hyderabad. Mr. Sunil Tekket, the Additional Independent Director of the company, is attending this AGM from Mumbai. Mr. Anup Mupin, Additional Director of the company, is attending this AGM from Dubai. Dr. Zaba Mupin, Additional Director of the company, is attending this AGM from Dubai. Thank you. Thank you all. We also have Dr. Nitish Shetty, CEO, Aster India, Mr. Sunil Kumar, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Hitesh Dada, Chief of Investor Relations and M&A, and Mr. Hemish Purushottam, the Company Secretary, joining from their respective locations. I would like to acknowledge the participation of the authorized representatives of our statutory auditors, Deloitte, and the secretarial auditors, MS Damodaran and Associates, practicing company secretaries. Due to their preoccupancy, Mr. C.J. George and Mr. Madhavan Nambiar could not attend this meeting and have conveyed their regards. I now request the moderator to play a short corporate video on the journey of Aster DM Healthcare, after which I shall continue my speech.
Aster DM Healthcare was founded on aspirations to make quality healthcare services accessible for people at an affordable cost. From a humble beginning as a one-doctor clinic in Dubai in 1987, the institution's growth as a leading and trusted healthcare company is a testimony to its commitment for over 37 years. One of the largest integrated healthcare networks of 902 world-class facilities, comprising 34 hospitals, 129 clinics, 507 retail pharmacies, 232 labs, and patient experience centers across the GCC, India, and Jordan provide millions of people with care, comfort, and quality healthcare services in their neighborhood. The group's hospitals, including those that provide super specialty services and quaternary care, have a combined capacity of 6,283 beds through their brands Medcare, Aster, and Access. The group addresses the clinical needs of all segments of society, including 21.66 million patients globally. 9 hospitals across the network are now recognized in Newsweek's World's Best Hospitals list 2024. Currently, the group has 6 JCI accredited hospitals, and all the hospitals in India are NABH, National Accreditation Board for Hospitals, and NABL, National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories, accredited, while Aster Sanad Hospital holds Saudi Central Board for Accreditation for Healthcare Institutions, CBAHI. With a fast-growing integrated network to its credit, the company has become a significant employer that provides regular employment to over 33,124 people, including 4,406 doctors and 10,060 nursing and paramedical personnel. To encourage innovation in the healthcare industry and within the Aster network, Aster Innovation and Research Center was established to lead the dialogue with startups, scientists, researchers, and companies to introduce cutting-edge need-of-the-hour solutions. Fast-tracking digital transformation and adoption of technology has led to the introduction of services like telehealth, e-commerce, home care, medical innovations like eICU, and remote monitoring, among others. Notable among all the initiatives from last year is the launch of Aster. It is the UAE's first integrated healthcare platform, which has touched over 2 million lives since its introduction and ranks #1 as a free medical app on Play Store and App Store. Aster DM Healthcare's patient care digital platform now provides complete access to Aster hospitals, clinics, diagnostic centers, and pharmacies in the UAE, making healthcare management easy, accessible, and in hands of patients. Aster DM Healthcare has integrated 10 UN Sustainable Development Goals within its operating model and has taken proactive measures in protecting the environment. The company has undertaken multiple endeavors to reduce its carbon footprint and be energy efficient. The company's ESG strategy has led to 8,000 plus tons of carbon dioxide equivalent reduction through 1,700 plus kilowatt solar installation and approximately 10,000 megawatt renewable energy sourcing at our hospitals. Consistent with his founder Dr. Azad Mupin's belief that medical care is a service to society and profit should be byproduct, Aster has embarked on various social welfare and healthcare programs for the community in need. Aster Volunteers CSR program, which was launched in 2017, has emerged as a global platform with 75,000 plus volunteers who are bridging the gap between people who want to help and those in need of help. Through its numerous pillars, mobile medical services, recruitment, and support of the differently abled, medical and wellness camps, free medical investigations and surgeries, basic life support awareness, and humanitarian aid programs, Aster Volunteers has been able to impact over 5 million lives globally. To celebrate nurses as catalysts for change who are shaping the future of patient care, Aster Guardians Global Nursing Award was launched in 2021. In 2022, nurse Anna Kabali Duba from Marsabit County Referral Hospital in Kenya was adjudged the winner, and a prize of $250,000 was awarded at a grand ceremony in Dubai. 2023's initiative saw 52,000 nurses applying from 202 countries. Nurse Margaret Helen Shepherd, one of the leading nurses for monogenic diabetes in the UK and recipient of the prestigious Florence Nightingale Foundation Leadership Scholarship, was adjudged the winner in a grand celebration in London. Aster DM Healthcare organised a mega diabetes screening camp and secured the Guinness World Record for conducting the largest diabetes campaign in the UAE. The initiative successfully screened 12,714 people in 24 hours. Over the years, governments and institutions have honored Dr. Azad Mupin's contribution to healthcare through several awards and recognitions. Notable among them is the Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award in India. Forbes magazine recognized Dr. Mupin as one of the most powerful Indian leaders in the Arab world and one of the 100 most influential Indians in the world. The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, presented him with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018. Recently, the Harvard Business Council awarded him for organizational excellence during one of the toughest times in recent history, the COVID-19 pandemic years. He was also awarded a doctorate in philanthropy by Amity University in 2022, adhering to the core values of compassion, integrity, respect, passion, unity, and excellence. Aster DM Healthcare is moving forward with its aspirations of providing high-quality healthcare through technological advancements and innovations, while embracing the belief of a caring mission with a global vision to serve the world with accessible and affordable quality healthcare across growing geographies. Aster DM Healthcare continue to remain committed to its promise. We'll treat you well.
My dear shareholders, hope you are in the best of health and spirits. The fiscal year 23-24 marked the beginning of an exciting new chapter for Aster DM Healthcare. We finally concluded the segregation of the company with the sale of the GCC entity, leading to a separate India-listed entity which remains focused on advancing the India growth story. As the Mupin family, we are very thankful to our shareholders for maintaining their trust in us in this journey, and we remain committed to our strategy to continue creating value for all of you as we move forward together. Upon the segregation of our India and GCC business, we have now created two distinct geographically focused entities, each one with its own management team, governance framework, and a unique strategic roadmap for growth as well as capital allocation. The fair valuation for the GCC business was determined by two independent valuers, both Ernst & Young and PwC, appointed by the company's board of directors. To ensure the transparency, fairness, and integrity, the audit committee of the company and the board of directors also obtained a fairness opinion from ICICI Securities in relation to the valuation reports. The segregation of the GCC business resulted in cash proceeds of USD $907.6 million, reflecting a significant value created in our GCC operation over the years. Leveraging the strong cash position, we were delighted to distribute 80% of the receipts as a special dividend of 118 rupees per share. The financial acumen and profound expertise of our board and top management have been absolutely instrumental in navigating the complexities of this transaction. In addition to this, we've been extremely grateful to receive overwhelming support from the proxy agencies and a strong approval from our shareholders. Their unwavering trust in our vision has been extremely encouraging as we reinforced our efforts in shaping the future of Aster India. Our separation plan received shareholder approval in January 2024, with the majority voting in favor of separating the GCC business from our India operation. It is very important to highlight that, given the nature of this resolution as a related party transaction, related parties were excluded from voting in favor of the transaction. Excluding those considered as related party under the law, holders represented 26% of shares were entitled to vote on the majority of minority resolution, encompassing 16% institutional investors and 10% retail holders. Of the same, holders representing 22% of shares voted towards the transaction, comprising of 15% institutional investors and 7% retail holders. In the resolution, which involves approving the sale of a material subsidiary, shareholders showed strong support with a very impressive 99.96% of votes in favor. In the resolution, which involves approving the sale of the GCC business as a related party transaction, we are pleased to report an overwhelming support with an impressive 99.86% of eligible votes in favor. Voting among retail holders also yielded excellent results with an impressive 99.97% of retail holders voting in favor of the transaction. During the bidding process, one of the requests from the potential investor was for the continued promoter participation in equity and management of the GCC business in order to ensure its sustainability following the segregation. Recognizing this, the promoters reaffirmed their commitment to both the India and GCC geographies and retained their role in both geographies following the completion of the transaction. Following the transaction, our chairman, Dr. Azad Mupin, will continue to oversee both India and GCC entities, while I will take up the role of the managing director of the GCC entity. I'm excited to lead the development of a long-term strategy focused on unlocking value through regional expansion, diversification, and cost optimization as a pure-play GCC operating company. Additionally, I will also continue to contribute as the Deputy Managing Director of India from a strategy perspective. We acknowledge that the segregation of our India and GCC business, it marks a significant milestone in our journey. However, the legacy and name of Aster will continue to thrive in both the regions. As per the segregation, both entities will be bound by a non-compete agreement preventing operations in each other's core regions for a fixed duration. In other jurisdictions, which are noted as open regions, each entity will use distinctive marks such as Aster DM India or Aster GCC. We believe that this strategic move ensures that the both entities can focus on their own core markets, improve the operational excellence, and accelerate growth exponentially. Both India and GCC businesses are poised to capitalize on emerging opportunities and enhance their competitive edge, ultimately providing enhanced value to our shareholders. The Aster India network from 10 hospitals in 2018 has significantly expanded its footprint, reaching a milestone of 19 hospitals, 215 pharmacies, 232 labs, and patient collections and experience centers. With a substantial capital expenditure of 1,100 crores invested in the India business over the last 5 years, our bed capacity has increased to 4,867 beds in FY24. We are fully dedicated to expanding our presence and sustaining this positive momentum. Post the segregation, our efforts are directed towards dynamically increasing our footprint in India. Through greenfield and brownfield opportunities, we aim to increase our bed capacity in India to 6,500 plus beds in the upcoming 3 years. This has been supported by the growth in employee strength to 19,502, which includes 2,649 doctors, 6,235 nurses, and 2,873 paramedical staff. If we look at the India performance over the last year, revenues have surged by 24%, reaching INR 3,699 crores for our India business, which has been fueled by strategic bed capacity increase of over 550 beds and a 10% increase in the ARPOB, and the operating EBITDA has been growing by an impressive 30% growth year on year to 620 crores. Owing to this success, the board is pleased to recommend a final dividend of 2 rupees per equity share for the financial year 2024, subject to the approval of shareholders. In FY24, in the GCC, we achieved a growth of 15% year on year in revenue, amounting to 10,279 crores of revenue, and a growth of 11% year on year in EBITDA, which amounts to 1,234 crores in FY24. For the work Aster has been doing, it has been recognized both nationally and regionally for multi-speciality care, as well as for some of our key centers of excellence, such as our transplant program, oncology, neurosciences, pediatrics, to name a few. In the last financial year, Aster was awarded as the best hospital chain by the Economic Times and the Financial Express, and best healthcare brand by the Economic Times. Aster MedCity, Aster CMI, Aster MIMS Calicut were featured in the top rankings by the Times of India, The Week, Outlook, and Newsweek Global Media. I'm also delighted to share that Aster CMI Hospital has received the first NABH Digital Platinum accreditation in South India. In conclusion, our businesses might be separate, but our commitment to maintain a strong brand reputation and deliver care, compassion, and excellence remains resolute. Leveraging our established name, both India and GCC businesses will continue to build on the Aster legacy. Thank you for your continued trust and support as we embark on this exciting new chapter, upholding the legacy of Aster DM Healthcare in every step that we take. I now request Sunil, our CFO, to address the shareholders on the financial highlights of our operations for FY 23-24.
Thank you, Alicia. Good morning, dear shareholders. I am pleased to present the latest updates and financial highlights of our operations in India. During the past year, Aster India reported robust performance across key metrics, underscoring our strategic initiatives and operational efficiency. Our top-line growth has been exceptional, with the revenues reaching 3,619 crores in FY24, marking a substantial 24% increase in year-on-year. On the operational front, we have taken steps to optimize our resource use by focusing on growing our existing hospital network and improving our specialty mix. Currently, almost 58% of our revenue comes from niche specialties such as cardiac, neuro, oncology, nephrology, gastro and liver care, and orthopedic care. This has further led to significant improvement across key metrics such as ARPOB, ALOS, and manpower per occupied bed. Our relentless initiative have enabled us to maintain our position as one of the fastest growing hospital chains in India over the last 5 years, with our revenue growing at a CAGR of 23% and EBITDA growing at a CAGR of 38%. Additionally, we have achieved substantial material cost efficiencies, with material cost excluding wholesale pharmacy decreasing from 25.3% in FY22 to 23.5% in FY23 and further to 22% in FY24. The achievement reflects our rigorous cost management strategies and optimization of our procurement process, all while maintaining the highest standards of quality in our services. Furthermore, we have realized considerable savings in overhead costs by consolidating purchases and leveraging automation. These initiatives have streamlined our operations, reinforcing our commitment to sustainable growth and enhanced profitability. Our operating EBITDA surged to rupees 620 crores, representing a robust 30% growth from FY23. The operating EBITDA margin expanded to 16.8%, indicative of enhanced operational efficiency and effective cost management. Our hospital and clinic segment demonstrated robust performance in FY 2024 and contributed to 90.2% of our overall revenue. We achieved revenues of rupees 3,519 crores with a growth of 23% year-on-year. The operating EBITDA margins expanded to 19.5%, up from 18.9% in the previous year. Notably, our matured hospitals, which are operating over 6 years, achieved revenue of rupees 2,683 crores with an operating EBITDA margin of 22.4%. Excluding O&M asset-light hospital, the segment's ROCE increased to 24%, with matured hospitals showing exceptional growth as ROCE surged by over 700 basis points to reach 32%. This performance underscores the effectiveness of our operational efficiencies and operating leverage. Coming to our new businesses of labs and pharmacies, which is wholesale pharmacy, the revenues have grown 32% year-on-year at rupees 286 crores, contributing to approximately 8% of the total revenue. The lab business has achieved EBITDA breakeven in Q4 of the current financial year. Our ARPOB improved by 10%, rising from 36,500 to rupees 40,100. Excluding our O&M asset-light hospitals, ARPOB increased by 14% from rupees 37,000 to rupees 42,100. This growth is due to our focus on revenue assurance, strategic pricing, and enhancements in payer and case mix. We have made substantial strides in fortifying our balance sheet and enhanced our financial ratios. As of 31st March 2024, Aster India's net debt is rupees 556 crores. Our net debt to EBITDA ratio, excluding the lease liabilities, has improved to 1.1x for FY24 from 1.3x from FY23. Our strategic focus on optimizing cash allocation and margin performance has resulted in significant increase in ROCE, which has risen by 300 basis points year-on-year to 16.4%. In FY24, we invested rupees 392 crores in capital expenditure, with approximately 60% allocated to capacity expansion. This investment aligns with our strategic growth objectives and our dedication to advancing healthcare infrastructure in the country. Looking ahead, we plan to add nearly 1,700 beds over the next 3 years, with 60% of this growth focused on brownfield projects. This approach will enable us efficiently expand capacity while preserving margin integrity. Our expansion initiatives include development of 454-bed hospital, Aster Capital in Thiruvananthapuram, 264-bed facility at Aster MIMS Kasaragod, and additional 350-bed at existing Aster CMI hospital. India's healthcare sector focuses substantial growth potential due to significant demand-supply gap. Further demand is expected to rise with the increasing income levels, an aging population, heightened health awareness, and a shift towards preventive care. India is a preferred destination for medical tourism due to its world-class hospitals and skilled professionals. The medical value tourism market, valued at USD 7.69 billion in 2024, is projected to reach USD 14.3 billion by 2029. Health insurance is also growing, with the premiums reaching to USD 13 billion in FY24, accounting for 37.62% of the total gross written premiums. Further, government initiatives have expanded coverage and accessibility, boosting demand for diagnostics and high-quality care, positioning India's healthcare sector for growth, with private players like Aster leading the way. Our commitment to improving healthcare delivery aligns with the evolving medical landscape, driving us to elevate standards and bring quality care closer to the people. I remain grateful to all our stakeholders for your unwavering belief in Aster DM Healthcare. We seek to live up to your expectations and shape a sustainable growth trajectory for Aster in India. Now, I request Mr. TJ Wilson to address the shareholders on CSR highlights for FY23-24. Thank you.
Thanks, Sunil. Dear shareholders, a very good morning to all of you. I am pleased to say that over the last few years, Aster Volunteers has emerged as one of the largest community outreach programs in the world. Driven by Aster DM Foundation through various initiatives, the program has been able to impact 5 million plus lives in medical and non-medical areas across 15 countries with a network of 75,000 plus volunteers. Aster Volunteers, through its community development programs, medical and wellness initiatives, national and international aid, as well as disaster recovery efforts, are committed to provide essential medical services to those who may not have access otherwise, ensuring that no one is denied care due to financial constraints. Our collaborative efforts with esteemed partners enable us to extend our reach and impact, making a difference in the lives of countless individuals in need. I'm extremely happy to let you know that 44 Aster mobile clinics are conducting medical camps and providing treatments every day to a large number of patients in India, Middle East, and Africa, out of which 28 are in India. Recently, we have rolled out 2 new Aster mobile clinics in Kerala to check the vision-related issues of school children and provide classes to the deserving children free of cost, thanks to our partners. Based on the outcome of these units, we will try to extend this program to the other regions as well. Recently, in the wake of the landslide in Kerala at Wayanad, as the scale of the disaster became evident, Aster volunteers quickly mobilized to provide critical assistance to those in need. Our team, comprising doctors, nurses, paramedics, and dedicated volunteers, was on the ground almost immediately, working tirelessly to support rescue operations and provide urgent medical care. We had mobilized 4 Aster mobile clinics at the site and extended all possible support to the people affected by the disaster. Our company has offered rupees 4 crores for the disaster relief activities, out of which rupees 1.5 crores will be paid to the Chief Minister's Disaster Relief Fund, and rupees 2.5 crores towards building homes for those who have lost everything. Thanks to our chairman and directors for taking this commitment. I also wanted to thank the management, our leadership team, and large number of Asterians and shareholders, and everyone who supported us by providing materials and resources, and also by prayers and words of encouragement. Considering the impact Aster Volunteers has been making in the society, we have been getting many prestigious awards and recognitions. We are the Gold Award winner for the Best CSR Initiative in the Gulf Sustainability Award 2023, Platinum Award for Sustainability and CSR Team of the Year by the Global CSC Award, ESG Award. We also got the Platinum Award for supporting the people of determination. Our CSR initiatives were awarded as the best CSR program India at the ET Healthcare Awards also. Thanks to Chairman, the Board of Directors, and the shareholders for extending the support to our CSR initiative under Aster Volunteers. Over to you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Since this AGM is being held through video conferencing, I request Mr. Hamish, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer, to take you through certain instructions for participating in the meeting.
Mr. Purushottam, you're on mute right now.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Members may note that the meeting is being held through video conference in accordance with the provisions of Companies Act and SEBI circulars. The facility of participation in the AGM through video conferencing facility is being made available to all members, and the procedure has been detailed in the AGM notice. Members are requested to refer to the instruction in the notice of the AGM for their uninterrupted and seamless participation. In case any members are facing any difficulty, they may reach out on the helpline numbers. The company has received requests from a few members who have registered themselves to speak at the meeting. Accordingly, the floor will be open for these members to ask their questions. The moderator will facilitate this session once the chairperson opens the floor for question and answers. Members can also post their views and questions on the chat box tab on their video conferencing screen anytime up to 12:30 p.m. The register of members, the register of directors and KMP, the register of contracts in which the directors are interested, certificate from the secretarial auditors in terms of Regulation 30 of the SEBI Shared Based Employee Benefits Regulation 2014, the statutory auditors report and the secretarial auditors report have been made available electronically for inspection by the members during the AGM. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send their request to the email ID cs@asterdmhealthcare.com. As the meeting is being held through video conference, the facility for appointment of proxy by the members is not available, and hence the proxy register is not available for inspection. The company has provided the facility to cast votes electronically on all resolutions set forth in the notice. Members who have not yet cast their votes and who are participating during this meeting will have the opportunity to cast their vote through the e-voting system provided by NSDL during the meeting. Members can click on the voting tab on the video conferencing screen to avail this facility. Those shareholders who have already cast their vote through remote e-voting prior to the AGM can attend the AGM but will not be entitled to cast their votes again. Thank you. I now request the chair to conduct the proceedings of the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Hamish. The notice dated 31st July 2024, convening the meeting, the statement of the P&L for the year ended 31st March 2024, and the balance sheet dated 31st March 2024, together with the report of the Board of Directors and the auditors, have been circulated to you. With your permission, I would like to take the notice as read. I further confirm that there are no qualifications, observations, or comments mentioned in the auditor's report on financial statements or secretarial matters which have any adverse impact on the functioning of the company. Hence, it does not call for reading of the auditor's report. The shareholders may also note that considering that e-voting on all the items of the agenda has been made available to the shareholders, there shall be no voting by show of hands. We shall now proceed to take the agenda matters in this order as set out in the notice of the meeting. After this, we'll open the floor for questions by the shareholders who have pre-registered. I will now take up all of the items given in the notice of the 16th Annual General Meeting. Item number 1 of the notice. The first item of the notice is to receive, consider, and adopt the audited standalone financial statements of the company, including the audited consolidated financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2024, together with the report of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. This item forms a part of the ordinary business, and it is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 2 of the notice. The second item of the notice is to declare a final dividend of 2 rupees per equity share of 10 rupees each for the financial year ended 31st March 2024. This item forms a part of the ordinary business, and it is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 3 of the notice. The third item of the notice is to appoint a director in the place of Mr. T.J. Wilson, who retires by rotation and being eligible, offers himself for reappointment. This item forms a part of the ordinary business and it is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 4 of the notice. The fourth item of notice is to seek your ratification for the remuneration payable to MS Jitender, Navneet and Co., cost auditors for the financial year 24-25 as proposed in the notice. This item forms a part of the special business and it is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Since I am interested in the 5th, 6th, 10th, and 11th agenda items, with the permission of the board members present, I request Mr. James Matthew to chair and conduct the proceedings of these items.
Thank you, Alicia. Good afternoon, shareholders. Item number 5 of the notice. The fifth item of notice is to seek your approval for revision in the remuneration of Dr. Asad Mupin as Managing Director of the company with effect from 1st April 2024 till the end of his current tenure, that is up to April 14, 2026. This item forms a part of the special business and it is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. And item number 6 of the notice. The sixth item of the notice is to seek your approval for reappointment of Ms. Alicia Mupin, DIN number 02432525, as Deputy Managing Director of the company for a term of 5 years, effect from August 7, 2024. This item forms a part of the special business and it is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. I now request Alicia to chair and conduct the business relating to resolution number 7, 8, and 9.
Thank you, Mr. James. Item number 7 of the notice. The seventh item of the notice is to seek your approval for payment of commission to independent directors. This item forms a part of the special business and it is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. Item number 8 of the notice. The eighth item of the notice is to seek your approval to appoint Mr. Manjidat Madhavan Nambiar as an independent director of the company, DIN number 01122411, with effect from July 31st, 24, till the conclusion of the 19th annual general meeting. This item forms a part of the special business and it is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. Item number 9 of the notice. The ninth item of the notice is to seek your approval to appoint Mr. Sunil Tekket Vasudevan, DIN 00294-130, as an independent director of the company with the effect from July 31st, 2024 until the conclusion of the 19th annual general meeting. This item forms a part of the special business and it is proposed to be passed as a special resolution. Since I'm interested in resolution number 10 and 11, I request Mr. James Matthew again to chair the meeting and conduct the business relating to resolution 10 and 11.
Thank you, Alicia. Item number 10 of the notice. The 10th item of the notice is to seek your approval to appoint Mr. Anup Mupin as a non-executive, non-independent director of the company. This item forms a part of the special business and is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Item number 11 of the notice. The 11th item of the notice is to seek your approval to appoint Dr. Zeba Mupin as a non-executive, non-independent director of the company. This item forms a part of the special business and it is proposed to be passed as an ordinary resolution. Thank you. I now request Alicia to chair and conduct the remaining proceedings of the business.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. James. Now we will open the floor to the questions from the shareholders. In order to avoid repetition, the answers to all the questions shall be provided towards the end. Members may also note that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending on the availability of time. Over to you, Hamish.
Thank you, Chair. Dear shareholders, before we begin the question and answer session, we have a few points to be noted for your convenience. The name of the shareholders who have registered to speak at the AGM shall be announced in turns by the moderator. You are requested to state your name, folio number or DP ID and client ID, and the place from where you are joining the meeting, and then proceed to speak. Each shareholder will be given 3 minutes for their questions. To avoid repetition, the Board of Directors shall respond to all the questions at the end. In case there is a connectivity problem with any shareholder, then the next shareholder will be asked to join. Once the connectivity improves, the shareholder will be called again. I now request the moderator to connect the speaker shareholders.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. We now invite our first speaker member, Mr. Arun Kumar Bopanna. So may we request you to unmute your connection and you may ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon to everybody. Thanks to Inba and Himesh Purushottam for arranging this. Compliments for distributing 80% as a special dividend last year. And I'm happy with the growth of the doctors and nurses because that is the most difficult thing. And I'm proud that you're able to maintain that because you said we treat well. Yes, we treat well, you speak well also. Treating well is speaking well to patients. Because I'm an astrologer, when people come and ask me, some doctor scared one of my patients, your heart is bad and you will not live more than 6 months. And when he came, I cast his horoscope and said, your heart is good, it will last as long as you live. It made him so happy. So kind words heal patients too. Dr. Wilson is laughing. Thank you, Dr. Wilson and Sunil also. The point is AGM should be a place to celebrate and encourage each other. And of course, and deliver profits too. So Aster, I'm proud you have the clinical excellence with service excellence too, with understanding why we do what we do. That's what the founder started. And about the founder, I want to say one thing. The occupation found him. He didn't find the occupation. I wish him a speedy recovery. Alicia, please wish your dad all the best. I work for a Malayali firm in Bangalore, in Penia. I live in Bombay. Dr. Mohammad Baji just passed away. I'm proud 2 Malayalis have done well for India. He has got a multinational company in herbal nutraceuticals. I keep coming every 15 days. And the challenges, diseases cause the whole fabric of society to crumble, which is a great opportunity, but we should not exploit at the cost of the trust. And India has 1.4 billion people, and the country faces a severe shortage of hospital beds, needing 10 times more current supply. And there's huge top room for growth for us. India's healthcare sector has become one of the country's largest industries in revenue and employment. And the questions, what will be our pie in that? And it's an ironic but non-political question. How will Aster lower treatment costs to sustain high demand and ensure good income to doctors and stakeholders? See, Assam is growing now, Assam and Northeast. A huge semiconductor industry is coming in Assam. I think Tata are investing a lot of money. And I think they are trying to integrate Northeast into India. What are Aster plans for Northeast India? India is preferred destination for medical tourism due to world-class hospitals and skilled professionals. And medical tourism expected to grow to about 14 billion by 2029. What will be Aster's pie in that? How do you provide an exceptional employee expertise throughout their hire to retire journey unless they are fired? Will the growth in the healthcare insurance revenues augur well for Aster DM revenues? How are the revenues from international patients in dollar terms or rupee terms? When will you increase bed capacity through brownfield and greenfield investments? What is the capex? Will you give us the proper rights at a reasonable premium anytime soon? The main thing in future is assisted medical care for end-stage patients and palliative treatments to patients for graceful exit. Today, joint families, husband, wife living together has become a joint family. In that case, we need assisted living. I'm sure you'll provide that. What are the plans and targets in evolving medical landscape to elevate standards, bring quality care closer to people? Lastly, keep pushing forward even when the path is uncertain, for greatness awaits those who persist. Let Aster DM be the North Star as it steers the ship God Almighty has blessed with into beautiful new seas. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for all the questions.
Thank you. We now move to our speaker number 2, Mr. Pratham Bhavsar. So may we request you to unmute your connection and you may ask your question now. Yes, please go ahead, sir. Your audio is unmuted.
Hi, audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
My question regarding about
Okay, Mr. Bhavsar, to conserve your bandwidth, I'm going to stop your video. You may ask the question on audio. Please go ahead.
today by a huge amount of dividend. Is dividend sustainable or what you will provide? Can be
Mr. Bhavsar, could you hold the microphone closer to you, please? And could you repeat the question? I believe it's not audible to the management.
okay. So my question is that the dividend you provide, can use the dividend to grow company out level of
Um, Chair, you can't hear the question, right? Maybe we'll
No,
ask him to rejoin.
not able to hear it clearly. It's getting disconnected.
Okay. We'll ask you to please reconnect, Mr. Bhavsar. We are not able to hear you. We will now move to our speaker number 3, that is Mr. Vimal Jain. So may we request you to unmute your connection and you may ask your question. So we've sent you a prompt to unmute. Please go ahead.
I'm audible,
Mr.
right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So, hi, this is Rishabh. I'm joining this meeting from Delhi. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate the entire management because for conducting this meeting, and as I got great returns in the last 1 year, and for declaring the special dividend as well as the 20% dividend that the management has approved. One thing that I would like to mention here is that often, though it is a mandatory part by the SEBI in the annual reports of the companies, often organizations fail to mention the CSR and the sustainability activities that they have taken in their AGMs. They get so much intrigued to present the financial numbers and the operation numbers that they forget about this, and this is becoming a like I should say that this is something that is the need of the hour to be mentioned everywhere by the companies, and obviously, not to mention in the healthcare sector, especially the CSR activities that we have taken and the ESG and EHS things. Now, one thing that I would like to ask over here is that for the healthcare sector, what I have observed and what I have studied through my learnings, sustainability and ESG for us is like a double-edged sword. We have to provide our healthcare services everywhere, and plus at the same time, we have to also maintain our standards and reduce our emissions, waste reduction, and water consumption. Everything. Take care of the biodiversity while we have to manage the social aspect fairly well. So, how our company is trying to balance between both these things? How are we straddling between providing excellent healthcare services to the public at large at affordable prices and quality services, and maintaining our ESG standards at par with, let's say, any other organization world over? So, with this, I would like to thank you again, and thanks to the secretarial team as well for providing me this opportunity to connect with you directly through this forum. Thanks and all the best.
Thank you, Vimal.
Thank you. We move to our speaker number 4, that's Mr. M.V. Babu George. So can you please unmute your connection and ask your question? Mr. M.V. Babu George, you must have received a prompt on your screen to unmute your connection. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while Mr. George unmutes.
Yes, yes, a very good morning to everybody. Beloved, beloved Chairman, Managing Director, Dr. Asad Mopan, and respected Deputy Director, Ms. Alicia Mopan, and other Mopan family members, beloved doctors and Director Board members, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. First of all, I congratulate the Chairman and Managing Director, as well as Deputy Managing Director, and other directors for their splendid performance in the last year. I hope the company will already occupied first rank in Kerala and elsewhere. I hope that this will continue in the near future. In this connection, I have some questions which I had already sent to the company secretary. So one of them is there is scarcity of middle class rooms in the hospitals in Kerala and other parts of India. So people belonging to middle class finding it difficult to pay huge amount for rooms of 5,000 and above. So I request the director board as well as the chairman and managing director to at least construct another 100 rooms in Kerala especially for the middle class. The services rendered in the hospitals are very good, very much appreciated by the patients. The cost only are they are finding it difficult. But please, in deserving cases, I request to consider giving some discounts in the hospital rates so that they can continue the service of Aster Medicity. My two requests in last year and before the first year, I have requested considering some CSR help, fund help to some poor people in my place at North Paravoor, which are badly affected by the 2018 flood, which I have given to the company secretary. I request Deputy Managing Director, please consider and give some help to the needy poor person who is struggling to construct a house which is not fulfilled even after 6 years. Even though we have helped to a certain extent, that is not sufficient. Help from this Aster Medicity will give him to complete his construction. Another thing, I have requested 2 years before, lot of young people between age of 35 to 50 are falling down and immediately death is occurred in different parts of Kerala. At least 37 youths are died in Palakkad district itself. I think it is reported that this is due to calcium deposits in the chest, which is not included in the medical checkup list. So, calcium deposit check must be included in the medical checkup so that this calcium deposit may be removed by a minor surgery. Then this will be a great benefit to the patients and the youth in India and abroad. Kindly take this matter as a serious one, and I hope you will consider at least this third time I am requesting this. Another thing, I have sent a resolution condemning the brutal killing of a lady doctor in Bengal in the early hours of between 4:30 a.m. In the last, I have requested him to move the resolution, and he told he will discuss the matter with the chairman and managing director and take a decision. And all over the country, in India as well as in Kerala, this killing of ladies and raping is a frequent phenomenon. So my humble request is please move this resolution and condemn this act and request the government give punishment, capital punishment to these guilty people so that they won't repeat. The image of the country in the state are tarnished by these unscrupulous elements. Please give priority and take a wise decision. Moreover, our deputy chairman is a managing director is a lady. So please take a bold step by moving a resolution on behalf of the company, and I will second it. And so many other people also will second it. This is the need of the hour. Don't waste.
Yes.
And I hope you will take immediate steps for this. And I request the management to take steps for issuing bonus shares to the shareholders because there is ample profit. Our company is moving to a greater heights, and I am concluding my best wishes and prayers in the coming year. A very good performance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We now move to our speaker number 5, Mr. Bharat Raj. So could you please unmute your connection and ask your question now?
Audible, madam? Hello?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, very good morning, Chairman, madam, entire board of directors. I'm Bharatraj attending from Guntur. First of all, wonderful to you, madam. Lion is always a lion. I miss my chairman, but under your leadership, my hospital is going wonderful. I thank the Secretary Department, Mr. Himesh is always accessible and in time send me the annual report and the link also. Chairman, madam, I want to put two questions in front of you. At present, we are 4,900 plus blood beds. So, what is your future plan? One target for 10,000, madam. How will you reach our 10,000 bed? That is very important. We are in 4 states. So in this 4 states, we were doing wonderfully. What about northeastern states and the northern states? And especially in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Orissa, a lot of demand for these hospitals. Are you planning to take over the hospital, or are you want to construct a new hospital? Please let me know. For construction of the new hospital, what is the bed cost, sir? Bed cost. What will the cost of the bed? And what is our average revenue per bed? Please let me know, madam, at present. And which is the best hospital in 4 states? Which is the best hospital which is giving more revenue for our business? Please let me know. Thanks for wonderful dividend payout, madam. This is shows our generosity to shareholders. My blessings to our chairman Azad, Mr. Dr. Azad. Miss him because I hope next AGM, if you government permits and please arrange a physical AGM so that we can meet you personally and honor our chairman. And I congratulate our leader, Mr. Nitesh CEO, and our CEO for Mahamantri, Sunil Ji also best wishes to you. They're working hard for our company. They are the KMPs, madam. We should take care of them, madam, because today KMPs are very important for our company. So I know, madam, you are a generous woman, and I hope you take care of them, madam. Once again, madam, my best wishes to you. All the best for coming years. I support all the resolution. Madam, you're smiling, madam. A small request. Send dry fruit sweets to all the speaker shoulders, madam. This is nothing a love and affection, madam. And one more request, madam. Please send the discount coupons for the shareholders, madam, because Apollo hospitals, fish companies, hospitals give discount coupons in pharma and labs. So nothing, man, nothing cost, madam. The shareholder will visit our hospital instead of going. There are so many competitors in the market. Kims, Rainbow, and Apollo, they all are listed. So everybody is doing this so that we can move our shareholders also visit our hospital, madam. Once again, my best wishes. I hope you will take over more hospitals in Andhra and Telangana. I hope you best wishes to you. Take care. God bless you all. Signing off from Guntur Bharatraj.
Thank you, Bharat.
Thank you. That was the last speaker shareholder. I now hand over the proceedings to Ms. Alisha Mopin. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear shareholders, for all your questions. Really appreciate sort of the passion and all the kind words as well that all of you shared. While we provide the answers to your questions, I will request the moderator to play a video to share the work done by our CSR arm. I think that was also a comment someone made for within Aster. This is very, very important. We've already made a mention of some of our CSR activities, but I'm sure the video will give you a first-hand glimpse into some of the wonderful work our Aster volunteers is doing.
join us. So join us. So
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I now hand over the proceedings to Mr. Hemish Purushottam. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Inba. Dear shareholders, we will try to respond to all the questions raised in the meeting. However, shareholders can also write to the company on the designated email addresses given in the notice and also on the website of the company. Now the management team will respond to the queries raised by the shareholders, and with the permission of the chairperson, we will proceed. The first query was with regard to Aster's plan on lowering treatment costs as well as providing adequate income for the doctors. I request Alisha to answer this.
Thank you, Hamish, and thank you, Mr. Arun Kumar, for your very deep and thoughtful questions. I first want to thank you also for some of the comments you made on how we should be implementing care. I think you were talking about the words used by our doctors, our staff, and I just want to reiterate, as Aster, we sort of give it so much priority and importance to make sure that we're doing justice to our brand promise, which is we will treat you well, which has been sort of the DNA of Aster, started right from our chairman, to make sure that we look after our people and they in turn are looking after our patients with the care, with the respect, with the compassion, making sure that every experience is a positive one. Thank you also for your very warm regards for chairman and for his speedy recovery. You're absolutely right. The occupation did find him, and this is what inspires sort of the 30,000 Asterians which are there. And for him, one of the most important things is, to your point, the question of how do we ensure that there is quality healthcare available at affordable cost. I think this has been sort of the vision of Aster for the last 37 years, and it is something which we very deeply kind of introspect as we are looking at our strategy. So while we have an ambition to being, sort of top 3 in the country, we always say that our growth will come as part of sustainable growth, but making sure we're being true to our vision of affordable quality healthcare. So we're very mindful about what our pricing strategy is. If you look at most of our markets that we operate in, we try to ensure that we are very competitively priced. Of course, there are a lot of increases when it comes to input costs in healthcare, whether it's on manpower, whether it is on sort of medical material and medical infrastructure, making sure that you're putting the best technology in place. But I think at Aster, we are completely dedicated to ensuring that we are offering top quality healthcare services at the best and most fair prices. So we make sure that our model is very sustainable, but what we really kind of differentiate ourselves is also on making sure we attract the right talent that does not that sort of keeps the ethical practice of healthcare intact. And for us, profit is always a byproduct in healthcare, and we believe that with that goal in mind, it becomes very important that we are able to keep the cost as mild as possible. There are a lot of initiatives that are also happening within the organization, and as we're scaling up the organization, on how we can reduce cost, whether it's in consolidation of purchases. As we grow the network, we have better negotiating power with our suppliers and vendors and our partners, and we try to see how is it that we can pass on the same to our patients as well. So a very, very valid question, and it really is sort of the very core to our vision and our strategy as well. Hamish, maybe we
The
can
next
move to
question is on Aster strategy for and plans for Assam region.
Yeah, so again, we have a very ambitious goal of growing in India, especially now as being a India-focused entity. But we are also very mindful that we don't want to kind of dilute ourselves going far and wide across the country in one big bang, right? So I think our prime focus will continue to be in South India. We have, over the last 10 years, been able to become the dominant player in South India. We have the second largest number of beds right now, and our aspiration is definitely to grow. We're looking at both organic as well as inorganic M&A opportunities that are coming. So our first focus, it continues to remain expanding in the regions and geographies where we are present, where we have market leadership, grow in the micro markets that we are comfortable with, and also look at adjoining states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. These are some of the next steps, short to medium term, that we are evaluating. India has huge potential, and there is a huge supply-demand gap across many, many markets. And we are going to be very selective to make sure that we go to areas where we have sort of right to win in as well. So our short-term, near-term strategy is to be more focused and continue on building our presence in South India to become the leader. But we'll definitely looking at we do want to keep our eyes open. If there are very good opportunities that come up, especially with M&A, we will definitely be reviewing that and evaluating them more for the medium and the long term.
Thanks, Alisha. The next question is Aster's strategy on capturing the share in the medical value tourism. I request Sunil to...
Thank you, Hamish. See, the potential for international medical tourism in India presents a very significant opportunity for our Aster DM group. International patients seeking high quality care at affordable price are increasingly looking beyond metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, where costs are higher. In contrast, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities offer competitive pricing with similar clinical outcomes. For example, our hospitals in Kerala deliver the same level of clinical competence as those in Bangalore, but at a 30% lower cost. So Bangalore and Hyderabad are, growing medical tourism hubs in South India, attracting patients due to their cost effectiveness compared to Delhi or Mumbai. Hospitals like Aster City in Kochi also offer comparable services, bolstering Kerala's reputation as a medical tourism destination. While we currently see a strong patient inflow from GCC, Africa, Maldives, and SAARC countries to our Kerala hospitals, challenges such as limited air connectivity and the absence of embassies in smaller cities hinder patient flow from these countries. Aster's extensive presence in both metro and tier 2, 3 cities positions us advantageously to leverage these opportunities. Our established brand in GCC and competitive pricing will attract more international patients, supported by government initiatives under the Medical Value Tourism platform to promote India as a healthcare destination. Even if you see last few years, we have concentrate on more on the specifically in Kerala and Karnataka concept medical value business. Our international business revenue has grown remarkably by 44% year on year to 188 crore in FY24. With Kerala cluster, driving the revenue, with MVT business seeking a 52% increase year on year, and Bangalore clustering growing by more than 27% year on year. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. The next question is on Aster's policy on hire to retire journey for employees. I request Alisha to answer the query.
I think this is an excellent question, and honestly, it is one of the most important pillars for us because at the end of the day, in healthcare, it's a service industry, and it's all about the people and the talent that we are able to attract and retain. And we have a very kind of robust metrics in place and structures in place in terms of how is it that we can make this very seamless to be able to both attract the best talent as well as retain them. So we are very dedicated as an organization to be able to deliver an exceptional employee experience throughout the career. And it starts with right from day one, right? We have a very focused 3-day immersion onboarding program to make sure that people understand the values of Aster, the vision of Aster, what we stand for, why we do what we do, what the values are, and the way of Aster's way of working. I think that's very important for us to make sure that the person starts off on that right footing. We also make sure that over the course of the journey, you have a buddy. We call it the Aster Pal Buddy program. So you have someone who can reach out to and help you kind of integrate into the Aster organization. And we call each person within Aster an Asterian. And Aster means a star. And we say it's every person within Aster is a star that sort of lights up their life for people around them. So for us, making sure that people embody that and sort of embrace this right from the beginning becomes very, very important. And I think beyond that, it is about how do you kind of create a career roadmap? One of the things our chairman always say is, I never want somebody to start at the same point and retire at exactly the same role. So how is it that we can actually curate it depending on the ambition of our employee on being able to give them the career roadmap and design their career according to their own ambitions and their own aptitudes. So we do have the ICANN program, and it is so much about mentoring leaders, mentoring the Asterians for tomorrow, and making sure that we are able to improve performance, sort of improve the skill sets, and we, even within our brand promise, it's encapsulated in a logo. We call it Go for Gold. How is it that you can create customer delight, right? And if you're able to create customer delight, that means that can only happen from having employee delight. So there is a lot of engagement activities that happens, to kind of bind the team together. Healthcare is a very emotionally stressful environment. So how is it that we can have things to take care of them emotionally, physically, mentally? So we do have fun activities, whether it's dancing competition, whether it's mental health support, 24/7, manpower helpline. These are all the things that make sure that within the Aster family, that people know that they're taken care of, looked after, and that we are your second family and extended family. So these are the things we really believe we do as part of the entire organization, that really contributing to making sure that it's supportive, it's engaging, and it's a growth-oriented work environment.
Thank you, Ms. Alisha. Moving on to the next question, it is on strategy, the strategy on growth in insurance revenues. How does it impact Aster DM's overall revenues? I request Sunil to address this query.
Thank you, Hamish. I think this is again one of the very important question which we are seeing that last few years we have seen the increase in the insurance penetration across various cities, including the Tier 2 and Tier 3 market. So what we see is the growth in healthcare insurance revenues is anticipated to significantly enhance Aster DM healthcare performance also. As more individuals and families gain healthcare insurance coverage, they are more likely to seek medical care and utilize healthcare services, leading to an increase in patient volumes. Uh, Insured patients typically access a wider range of services, including preventive care, elective procedures, specialized treatments, which directly drive higher revenues for healthcare providers. This positive trend is also an Aster DM we've seen reflected in our performance also, with revenues from TP and insurance having grown by 30% in the past year. Additionally, insured patients often prefer larger hospitals with advanced infrastructure and comprehensive services. Aster DM is well poised positions in to capitalize on this shift, given our established reputation and state-of-the-art facilities. As more patients move away from smaller or less organized healthcare providers, our robust infrastructure and high-quality care will attract a large patient base, further boosting our revenues and reinforcing our position as the leading healthcare provider. I hope that answered the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. The next question is to you as well. What are the revenues from international patients? Are they reported in dollars or rupees terms?
Sure, Ramesh. Revenues from international patients is collected in various currencies according to their origin. But to ensure consistency and manage exchange risks, we convert and report these revenues, including billing in Indian rupees. This approach ensures precise and transparent financial reporting. Additionally, the revenue generated from international patients contributes substantially to the country's foreign exchange reserves.
Thank you. Next question is on the CapEx plan of Aster, as well as is there any plans for giving rights issue to the shareholders?
Right. Thank you, Amish, again for the question. See, we have already communicated even on investor presentation that we are looking to add more than 1,700 beds in the next 3 years by FY27. So out of this, it's a combination of, again, greenfield and brownfield projects. So at least 40% will be greenfield projects and 60% will be around brownfield expansion, which we are looking at. And this particular project capex in the next 3 years, that is FY25, 26, and 27, we're estimated to spend somewhere between 1,000 to 1,100 crores to these projects. And we see that, considering we also called out in our speech, if you look at our net debt to EBITDA ratio, in FY23 it was 1.3, and we were better at it by reducing that ratio to 1.1. That means to say that our cash flow from operations is better, and that is basically internal accruals are funding the expansion. So we see that even the additional expansion we are looking at to be funded by the combination of the internal cash flows and accruals, and also potentially financed through the debt only for the smaller portion. As a result, we are not currently considering raising funds through the equity market for the expansion. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. The next question is on Aster's approach to providing assisted medical care and palliative treatments for end-stage patients to ensure a dignified and comfortable exit. May I request Dr. Zeba to address the query?
Thank you, Hamish, for the question. This is an important question. Being in healthcare, it's important for us to always stay mindful and cognizant of the fact that people are trusting us with the most difficult parts of their journey. And perhaps this is the most difficult part of the journey, not only for the patient themselves, but for the families as well. So at Aster, our end-of-life care policy is crafted to prioritize both dignity and comfort for patients nearing the end of their lives. Our approach involves we have a dedicated team of palliative care physicians and nurses who specialize in providing, the compassionate, focused care that's aimed at alleviating symptoms and enhancing the quality of life for these patients through this difficult time. We understand the importance of creating a supportive environment during this critical time, which is why we have dedicated ICU spaces specifically designed to offer comfort and privacy. And additionally, even our patient rooms are quite thoughtfully arranged to accommodate family members, allowing them to be actively involved and present in this unfortunate reality. Our commitment also extends to ensure that every aspect of our care aligns with the patients' and families' wishes, fostering a respectful and serene environment as patients approach the end of life.
Thank you, Dr. Zeba. Moving on to the next question, it is on how Aster is balancing the ESG responsibilities along with the profitability of the company, along with maintaining excellent quality care for all the patients. So I request Mr. Wilson to address this query.
So, can you repeat that question once again, Hamish? Sorry, I missed that some part of it.
So, how does Aster is maintaining our responsibility towards ESG at the same time providing excellent quality care for our patients as well as our stakeholders?
So this is the question raised by Mr. Vimal, I hope.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Thanks, Vimal, for raising that concern. Actually, we are right from the very beginning of our journey. Like when doctors have started our first clinic or first hospital and all, we are very clearly focused on CSR. Subsequently, like ESG came into the picture, and we are very focused on that one. Actually, even now also we continue that one. We create a lot of awareness sessions about CSR and ESG and all. So if you look, to be specific about that one, actually, we have created actually solar panels in all our hospitals, and we have got solar parks also, which we have started. And most of our hospitals are using other initiatives like avoiding plastic, and we are also focusing on reduce, recycle, and use such initiatives. Such a lot of initiatives are there, and 1 minute. And this is helping us in various ways. Actually, we are avoiding our dependence on energy, and it will also reduce our cost. We are making significant savings when we use this green energy. So on the whole, actually, these are all helping us in a big way. Cost will reduce, and we are reducing our carbon footprint, and a lot of things are there actually. So this is helping us in big ways actually. So going forward also, as in the past, actually, our focus will continue to remain as on CSR and ESG areas. We are getting support from various people also, and providing free and subsidized treatment. A lot of other things also like that actually. The mobile clinics, what we have got, we are currently got that all 44 mobile clinics, and these are all giving us actually subsidized treatment, which we can give or free treatment to patients actually. So going forward also, we'll continue to focus on these areas. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question. It's on shortage of rooms for middle-class patients at Aster, MedCity, and Kerala region. And what are the plans for expansion? I request Ms. Alisha to address the query.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Babu George. And thank you for all the kind comments and wishes also for the wonderful performance of our team. You've raised a very valid point on sort of affordability again. So at MedCity, right now we have around 760 beds. We are adding another 200 beds, which will be commissioned over the next 1 year. There are 95 single room beds which are coming up Tower 4, as well as rehab physical medicine and rehabilitation center that's also coming up. I want to go back to sort of what I mentioned earlier as well. I mean, for us, it has been all about quality care, but making it affordable. So we do make sure that as much as possible, we are able to create accessibility for care and being as best priced as possible for that middle income population that you're referring to. Apart from that, we also, of course, definitely have a lot of initiatives in place to allow for those people who have affordability issues on helping them with the funding, with raising the monies, and like what Mr. Wilson was talking from our CSR and charity initiatives also, being able to dedicate amounts for people who are not able to access care. So there's been significant efforts to make sure that we are not turning away patients. For us, it is the largest focus is making sure people who trust us, who are coming to us, how do we enable care for them? So that's something which we look at very, very actively and, on a focused manner.
Thank you, Ms. Alisha. Moving on to the next question. This is on giving discount to patients for poor patients, as well as some CSR fund to help people in the region of Parvarur. So I request Mr. Wilson to kindly address the query.
Thanks, Hamish. Actually, like, I really appreciate Mr. Babu George for raising the concern about giving free treatment and other things to the patient. You are people of North Parpur. I know that you are from that region. In the past, also you had raised similar concerns in the past also. So we know that actually in 2018, when that flood happened in the throughout Kerala, like without we had volunteered to give some funds to the government of Kerala, and we supported actually like we were offered to build a 250 homes, but we had instead 250, like we have built 245 homes. Some of the homes which we have built are in your region also, but actually I understand that maybe limited actually numbers. But we can't, as you know, that any company will have its own limitations, and so we are also having some sort of restrictions actually in the providing. Actually, there will be many such requirements actually, not only from Marburg but from the other places also. But within the limited available resources, we are trying to do our best actually. You asked about whether we can do something to support their livelihood. We can look at that actually on a case-to-case basis. Actually, we can look at that one. So on the discounts to the patients and all, we are doing it actually. As I mentioned earlier, we are giving totally free treatment also to deserving patients. So anything, if you have any specific requirement, you can reach out to our what you call like an Aster volunteers desk at MedCity. So we'll support that one.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question. It is a concern regarding premature deaths among youth due to calcium deficiency. So request Dr. Zaba to kindly address the query.
Thank you, Hamish, for this question. And this is an unfortunate reality right now that we have been coming across these sudden deaths in this younger age group. And I'm sorry that you've brought it up before. I hope we have addressed it to your satisfaction this time around. So we provide coronary calcium scoring through CT evaluation at many of our centers, and we've also started incorporating this test into specialized wellness packages. So it's not routinely done for everyone. This procedure is recommended based on cardiology assessments that evaluate a patient's individual risk profile. So by integrating it into our wellness offerings, we are trying to basically enhance early detection and focus more on the preventive care. And besides this, also in our community programs, more importantly, our community cardiology program specifically, these include health camps and targeted corporate initiatives, and we focus on promoting this non-invasive test as a valuable tool for early detection of heart disease. So these programs are especially geared towards younger individuals, since we're seeing this trend, helping to identify potential risks before they develop into more serious conditions and death, as you pointed out. So through these efforts, we are very committed to advancing heart health awareness and preventive care in our communities.
Thank you, Dr. Zaba. Moving on to the next question. It was with regard to condemning the incident, recent tragic incident in Kolkata. So I'd request Ms. Alisha to speak on this.
Yes, Mr. Babu George. So I think it's extremely unfortunate and a very, very disturbing incident. What happened in Kolkata, and like you mentioned, you're seeing a lot of these kind of incidents that have been happening across the country. I mean, of course, as an organization, we are deeply condemning what has happened. I mean, for us, we have a majority of our workforce are women. We have large portion of our patients who are women, and it is our responsibility to make sure that we are creating the right and safe environment for both our staff as well as for the patients who come on board. So, to be honest, we take this safety very seriously, and we have always had policies in place to make sure that we are looking after them, and we are looking at now ways to further strengthen this. In light of these tragic incidents. So I'll mention some of the measures which are currently in force at our hospitals and all our organization. We ensure that the entry, the exit, they're restricted to all the authorized personnel only. It's very important that only those people have access to coming into our facilities. We do have 24/7 CCTV surveillance across all of our sensitive areas, and these are being constantly monitored. Because in healthcare, it is a 24/7 job, and nurses at our hostel, female staff doctors, they are provided in-house vehicles for both the pickup and drop-off during the night, as well as at odd hours. Even vendors and visitors who come to the hospital, we make sure that there are security checks that are in place, and they are provided passes to enter the hospital so that we have a proper understanding of how many people are coming in, who's coming in. And also in terms of the security, they're patrolling most of the critical areas, duty doctors' rooms, sensitive areas. I think we make sure that there is a strong force on the ground that are keeping watch. We also have quick response teams that are activated and trained in case to mitigate any of the crisis that happens with staff safety. I think going forward as well, we said we're doing what we're doing and what we must do, but of course, what more can we do, right? So we're looking at installing maybe panic alarm buttons in all the duty doctor rooms in case to raise any alarm if there's any crisis or any untoward event. So that's being evaluated right now. When it comes to outsourced service vendors, we are also looking at stopping sort of material delivery after 6 p.m. and only going through the security desk. So I think that's another way to kind of restrict access to the to outside people partly. And in the hospital, if we are actually evaluating if there are purely illuminated areas, how do we make sure there's enough lighting, and looking at the coverage through all the CCTV, and just strengthening that further, to be honest. When it comes to examining male patients, we are now sort of asking, we're looking at having a minimum of 2 female staff to be there when examining a male patient at odd hours. Further than that, security awareness, self-defense trainings are also being considered just for first-hand help during emergencies. I think we're doing what we can as an organization, make sure that we're creating the safe space for our staff and our patients. Of course, you spoke about sort of passing the resolution. I think we are doing what we can as a private entity. I think the other one has been what the government is doing as part of public health. So we will continue to keep monitoring this and making sure that we are able to kind of take care of our people.
Thank you, Ms. Alisha. Moving on to the next question. Are we taking any steps for issuing bonus shares to shareholders? Request Sunil to.
Yeah, thank you, Hamish. So as of now, as I called out even in the expansion also, we don't have a plan to issue any right issue or any bonus issue as of now. But if we do decide, we will appropriately keep the shareholders informed about it.
Okay, thanks. Also, there's a connected question. What is the future plans to take our bed capacity to 10,000 units? And do we have any plans for having hospitals in North Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Northeast regions?
Hamish, I think to a large extent, Alisha covered in her first question itself. But to add to that one, already we know that we have around 5,000 beds and 1,700 beds which is in pipeline. That adds up to more than 6,600 plus beds is what we already have signed off, right? So this is something which we have done. At the same time, we are still scouting for more, organic and inorganic, acquisitions, in the pipeline. For example, but our primary importance has been to grow and be a leader in the South India. At the same time, we are not very averse to grow in other regions, right? Whether it's Madhya Pradesh, Northeast, or Orissa for that matter. So, and also we are also have a strategy very clearly aligned at the board to say that we don't want to get into any city in any place just to have a token presence, So wherever we go, we want to be in top 3 position. So that is what we are today, whether it's say Andhra Pradesh or say Karnataka or Kerala, we are in the leadership position. So that is something which we are looking at it. At the same time, currently we are looking at the adjoining states like Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra for expansion. But nevertheless, we will be looking it into other states also in the due time. But yes, we have the plan to at least the next 5 years to move from the current 5,000 beds to 10,000 beds.
Thank you, Sunil. Also, there's another question with regard to what is the RPOB of our hospitals and also per bed cost.
Yeah.
And further, they also asked which is the best hospital out of the four clusters in terms of revenue.
Yes. So thank you, Bharatraj, for the question. So with respect to the cost per bed, the building cost per bed, if it's a greenfield project, it can vary from 1 crore rupees to 2.5 crore based on the geography. So if it's a non-metro, we could look at doing something in 1 to 1.2 crore. But if it's a metro city, because the land cost is quite high, it may go as high as somewhere between 2 to 2.5 crores. But if you're looking at a brownfield project where already there's existing superstructure with a warm shell, to do the fit outs and and put the medical equipment, it should range somewhere between 60 to 80 lakhs. Again, depends on the clinical programs which we are looking at. Now to your next question, saying that which is the best hospital in terms of revenue or the highest revenue in all the three clusters. So that should be our Aster Medcity Hospital, which generates more than rupees 80 to 90 crores per month average, which is in the last year. And in terms of ARPOB, our blended ARPOB today is around 40,000 rupees. And again, it's a mix of, we have around 38,000 blended ARPOB in Kerala, or a 53 to 54 K ARPOB in Karnataka and Maharashtra cluster, and Andhra around 28 to 29 K. Right. So these are the multiple ARPOBs we have. But if you look at the highest ARPOB, yes, that should come from our Bangalore hospitals, which should range somewhere between 60 to 65,000 per day.
Thank you, Sunil. And the last question is possibility of giving discount coupons for shareholders for pharmacy and labs treatment.
For the shareholders.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks again, Hamish and Bharatraj, for the question. See, as of now, we have not initiated any discount coupons for the shareholders per se, but it's a very good idea which you guys have provided. We should look into this particular initiative which you have put across and come back to you in the due time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. That was the last question. It's over to Ms. Alisha for the closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you to all the shareholders and participants as well. I hope we have answered all your questions satisfactorily. Please, if there are any other further queries, don't hesitate and please email us so that we can answer them directly. Members may note that the voting from the NSDL will be made available for the next 30 minutes. Members who have not yet cast their votes can cast their vote through the e-voting system provided by NSDL. Members can click on the voting tab on the video conference screen to avail this facility. Mr. Rajiv Balakrishnan, Director of Beyond Compliance Corporate Services Private Limited, he has been appointed as the scrutinizer for supervising the e-voting process. The scrutinizer's report on the voting results will be available on the website of the company, and the same shall be disseminated to the stock exchange at the earliest. The resolutions as set forth in the notice shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to the receipt of the requisite number of votes. Again, on behalf of the board and the management, I want to thank all the shareholders for their active participation in the meeting. I also thank all the board members, the employees, suppliers, and bankers for the committed and efficient services rendered by them towards the successful operation of your company. I now declare the meeting as concluded.